If I fall, we'll have a healing service instead, okay? A few weeks ago, I read a study by George Barna. George Barna is the #1 pollster in the United States. Happens to also be a Christian. He's written several books. But Brother John George in that survey said, he asked evangelical churches all across the United States, he polled thousands of churches, and he wanted to know how long after someone gets saved do they stay in church. So after they have a profession of faith, how long does an adult stay in an average evangelical church? His study results not only surprised him, but surprised me. But the average adult, once he makes a profession of faith, is faithful to church, Brother Kirk, for a total of 8 weeks. 8 weeks. 8 weeks? Somebody gets saved in our independent Baptist churches or our other type of churches, and they only stick around for 8 weeks? Why is that? I think I know, Jerry. I'm going to share that with you tonight. You know, most of us, we're willing to trust God with our souls, but we're not willing, Bobby, to trust Him with our lives. I need some volunteers. I need volunteers that you got to have your insurance paid up, that you'll sign a liability release. Caleb, would you like to be a volunteer? It probably wouldn't hurt him if he fell on his face anyway, would it? Caleb, why don't you come on up here, okay? You think you can get up here safely? Okay. Is your mom and dad here, Caleb? Okay. Dina, does he have his insurance? You have insurance? You do? Check and make sure that policy's intact. What I'm going to ask you to do, Caleb, is turn around backwards. Other backwards. Put your back that way.
Oh, that way.
Which school do you go to? You go public school?
Yeah.
It shows. What grade are you in? Ninth? Okay. You still got some educating to do, don't you, Caleb? What I'm going to ask you to do here, Caleb, is to cross your arms, close your eyes, and I'm going to ask you to fall backwards. Maybe you didn't understand my instructions. You've got your arms crossed. Your eyes are still open, though. Okay, his eyes are closed now. I'm going to ask him to fall backwards. Would you be willing to do that, Caleb? You're not a very good illustration. But would you be willing to do that if I brought up a couple big, strong men and they would catch you? Okay? Bobby, could you help us out? Is he strong smelling? Let's see those guns, brother. I need another big, strong man. Joe, why don't you come up here, Joe? He has to be strong, Cliff, for all the food he eats, right? So what I'm going to ask you men to do is I want one of you get on one side, and one of you get on the other side. Okay. Caleb's going to cross his arms. And on the count of 3, Dina, have you got your eyes open? That's his mom back there. I think Josiah's laughing. Were you this uncoordinated in sports too? Okay, I can understand why you don't play sports, yeah. Okay, so turn around, cross your arms, close your eyes, And on the count of 3, can I push you? I'll be glad to push you, brother.
Yeah, because I don't like to willingly fall back. It makes me feel weird. Can you just push me?
If I push you too hard, you may end up way down there, okay?
Not hard, just push me
Okay.
until I fall over.
I'll get you going, okay? Guys, be ready. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Now we've got 3 injured people. Let's give Caleb a big hand. That's the way it is with the Christian life. Except, Bobby and Joe, I don't think they look like Jesus. Folks, I only have one phobia in life. Guess what it is? I'm afraid of heights. But, we trust Jesus, and the representing of Caleb falling back and trusting Bobby and Joe to catch him, even though they didn't do a real good job. But that's the way it is with Jesus, Kirk. We put all of our trust into Jesus. We don't trust on our religion. We don't trust on our baptism. We don't trust our good works. We trust God to catch us. But you know what happens with a lot of our young Christians when they get saved? They trust in Jesus to save their soul. But what they do is what I've noticed, is that when they get saved, they have this thing tied around their leg. It's hard enough for me to walk on this thing. Now I got this thing that's got all this weight in it. What happens, what I've noticed, Karen, is that young Christians, a lot of times they want to keep one foot in the world, one foot in the church. They want to straddle the fence. You can't do that, folks. You know why? Satan owns the fence. And so if you're going to have a good Christian walk, you're going to have to get some things out of your life. You're going to have to get some things out of your life that weigh you down. Many Christians, and I've got some things in the sack that some Christians need to get out of their life. Some of the things that Christians need to get out of their life that weigh them down. Some Christians, once they get saved, they still continue to drink. Some of them still continue to smoke. Some of them don't change their viewing habits with TV, with movies. Many of them still don't change their dress. And if I haven't hit your sin yet, I'm about ready to hit it now. Many of them still want to do all the same things they did before. They want to play those sports, and they want to be out of church on Sunday night, Wednesday night. They want to go to the Dragons game, the Reds game, the Bengals games. Several years ago, I had an opportunity. Believe it or not, Terry, I was a fair baseball player back in the day. Had the chance to play some minor league baseball. And when I got a little bit older, a team asked me to join a league that was 35 and old, fast pitch hardball league. But you know when the games were? Wednesday nights and Sunday nights. I called it the Antichrist League. I mean, Christians, if they're going to sell out for God, there's certain things that we can't do. And one of those things, and somebody asked me one time, is it a sin to own a boat? No, it's not a sin to own a boat. But if the only time you ever get to use that boat is on Sunday, when you ought to be in church, I'm saying it's not the best thing for a Christian. Get some of that stuff out of your life, folks. But tonight, over the next few minutes, I'd like to share some things with you that God gave me from the Word of God. I'm going to tell you about the Christian walk. What is the Christian walk? Christian walk's an acrostic. W-A-L-K. For the ones that's in my class, they know. And for the ones that don't know, Ken and I have taught the home builders class for the better part of the last 20 years. And I like to teach with acrostics. And you guys know what acrostics are. It's when each point starts with a letter. And so my 4 points are going to start with the letters W, A, L, K. And then under those points, I've got 3 subpoints that are all going to be alliterations, and I'll explain that to you in a second. But the first thing on the Christian walk, what you'll notice is the Christian walk is a little bit wild. And it's a little bit scary. And sometimes we get out into places where we're not real comfortable. God takes us some places sometimes that we really don't want to be. You know, our Christian walk, and I'm telling you that if you think the Christian walk is something that's easy, or someone told you that your life is going to get better just because you're a Christian, you've been misinformed. A lot of times, your Christian walk actually gets tougher. All during your Christian walk, what you'll notice is that people are shooting at you. They got darts coming at you. But in the Christian walk, what I've noticed, the devil, slewfoot. You know, a lot of times he'll come after you, but a lot of times it's just things of this world. You know, with our Christian walk, sometimes just because you're a Christian, you think you'll stay healthy. There was actually a childhood friend of Ken Foltz's. He used to attend our home builders class. He came to our church for several weeks, got saved, attended our class very faithfully for several months, and then quit coming. And I went and visited him and asked him why. He said, "Well, you know the story, Wayne. Once I got saved, my mom died. And after I got saved, my wife got sick. These darts just kept coming at me." This was a big guy, tough guy. You know what he told me? It's too hard to live the Christian life. It's too hard. And he quit. Not only will disease get you sometimes, but as I look out in that audience, I see some folks out there that are divorced. There's some things that go on with Christians. I don't understand it. I don't understand it, why these things just continue to come at us. Why people in our churches, our independent Baptist churches, get divorced at the same rate as the secular world. And then just today, just this morning, my favorite uncle died. Death comes to us all. Disease comes to us all. Divorce comes to some of us. Death comes. I wish it wasn't so. But one thing I do know, folks, I do know that Hebrews 13:5 is true. Hebrews 13:5 says, "I will never leave you nor forsake you."